What struck everybody watching, I'm sure, at home, is about how flat that performance was from Manchester United.
It was very much like that in the stadium, and you could hear everything, of course, because there was no fans, and there was not much coming from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer either. And I just thought that tactically Arteta just outplayed them. But like it happens sometimes, Solskjaer was very good tactically against PSG, against Leipzig, against Tuchel and Nagelsmann, who are two very good managers as well, but on Sunday he just got it wrong. It was very hard to see what the plan was, what the tactics were, even what the formation was. It looks very much like when we're kids and we play at school in the playground and you pick a team and then you basically give the ball to the best player on your team and hope that he does something good. That's what it was, and that was just not good enough against a team, an Arsenal team that was very well structured, very well drilled, that knew exactly what to do with proper patterns of play. Not like United. United never did 3 passes together going forward. They had one chance because they took a free kick quickly, and then Rashford had a wonderful pass for Greenwood, and that's it. And I don't think that's good enough.
Stevie, what struck you from this game?
That Pogba's a liability as a defensive midfielder. You know, we know what his qualities can be when he's going forward, when he's driving, as Ole was quick to point out after the Leipzig game, you know, when he's driving at the opposition and he's playing these passes and this and that. Unfortunately, every time it comes to him and the defensive side of the game, he's an absolute liability. And he gave the penalty away because he doesn't really know what he's doing as a defensive player. So the common denominator is Paul Pogba. We said before the game that we didn't think, or certainly I did, that Pogba would play. You know, you just had 3 great results in the trot. Newcastle, PSG, Leipzig. And then you change it so you can play Pogba, and then he ends up costing you. So, listen, I guess that's down to the manager's choice, and the manager got it wrong by picking Pogba.
Jules, you spoke to Pogba after the game.
Yeah, I mean, Pogba played against Leipzig. He started, he was maybe the best player in that game for an hour until Rashford came on and did his thing and scored a hat-trick. So, you know, he was up for it, and I like the fact that he came out after the game and said he didn't have to come and speak to me on French television. He did. He explained what happened. He also spoke to the Premier League, I think, and to the BBC to explain and put his hand up, and rightly so, saying this is my mistake. I take full responsibility. I made that foul. I gave a penalty away. I should have been better in the game anyway. Clearly, Arsenal's plan was to block me and Bruno Fernandes, and we could not find a solution to find the space and to find a bit more freedom to have an impact on the game, because Elneny and Partey were on us, especially the first half, all the time. I like that, but of course he's right. He should have done more. I don't think it's easier for him or easy for him when there's not a plan around him. There's not a plan like there was against Leipzig or against PSG, for example. I think it's hard for him, but also for Bruno Fernandes when, as we've been saying, tactically it's a bit all over the place. And I just don't think it helps when you play him on the left-hand side of a 3 in a 4-2-3-1 formation. I don't think that helps him at all. But I will always defend him, as you know, and I'm maybe a bit biased because he also gave a penalty away. And I agree with you, Steve, he didn't do enough in the game. I'm just not sure he's helped by the lack of tactics in that team at the moment in some of the Premier League games, for sure.
If you're Ole, then, how do you do it? How do you fix it, Jules? How do you make Pogba the best Pogba he can be?
What we saw against Leipzig, I thought, was the way forward. You can play with 2 up front, with Bruno as a number 10, and then you've got 3 midfielders behind. You've got Fred and McTominay or Matic, who will maybe sit a bit more, and you've got Pogba on the left-hand side, where he was so good at Juventus in a midfield 3 like this, where when you minimize a little bit the work that he has to do defensively, certainly around your box, like we saw against Arsenal, because like Stevie said rightly, he's not very good at that. But at least you get him the freedom to go forward on that left-hand side with the ball in that midfield 3, and I think that's where he's at his best. And you can play like that. I really thought he was going to play like that against Arsenal, but it wasn't that at all. It was a complete mishmash. And that's how I think you could help him. But for him to play well, he has to be fully fit physically, and I'm not sure he is just there yet. He was positive for the COVID. He had that long injury last season. And I think he has to be right mentally as well to give the best that he can, like against Leipzig. but not like against Arsenal.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.